Hey folks, I'm gonna do a review of rare cult cinema 12 films. Now, I think I mentioned before, like I've stacked up all the movies I haven't seen, going through them. I was like, man, I need to watch these and eventually get rid of them, make space for new movies, or try to you know, chop it down to stuff that I have my favorite movies that I always watch, but I don't know, you get collecting and you just get kind of like wide-eyed and you're like, oh, I want this, I want this, and then you see something like this, it says rare cult cinema, and it's cheap, and so anyway, I think I got this when it came out in 2010, and when I pulled it out of the shelf, I was looking at it and I realized I've never watched any of these movies. But I think that's wrong because I watched, of 12, there were two that I was like, I kind of vaguely remember watching this, but I must have. But anyway, I'll just go down like the road. The Specialist had Adam West, and it's I can't remember the name of the company because there's one company that Crown International Pictures. We didn't put out all of them, but put out most of them. Okay, Specialist is like a courtroom drama with Adam West, and the best part is when this old man slaps Adam West. I said, wow, I've never seen Batman get slapped before. So that was the best part. And then in the end, he like blows the old man away. Other than that, it was really, it just wasn't like the story wasn't bad or anything. It was just a boring movie. Next one, Indian Paint, it's like a 50s or 60s western. It just focused all on this Indian tribe, which was cool. It was good, but just something I was like, I gotta see Indian Paint. It's so awesome. Okay, Specialist, I give like 2. Manos Hands of Fate. Indian Paint would get. I'll give it 3 because it was a good movie, and I was just so I think hungover when I watched it not early in the morning, but it just was. I felt so messed up. Indian Paint 3. My Mom's a Werewolf. I just watched it. That's the last one I watched. It's good and bad. I think you got to be in the right mood for My Mom's a Werewolf. It had the girl from, I can't remember her name. It doesn't really matter, but you remember in Friday the 13th Part 7, like the nerdy girl with the fat cheeks that tries to get sexy? She's in here, and she's really good in this. Like, she's really likable. And it has John Saxon. I did not expect him to be in this movie. My Mom's a Werewolf. I'd give it 3, like barely 3 Manos Hands of Fate, but I don't know, it had a certain charm to it. Santee is like it's a western about a bounty hunter with John Ford, and that one was a lot better than I was expecting. I was surprised it had some like bloody kills in it, especially there's some really violent stuff in Santee. But that's another one. It's like Indian Paint, where you're like, Santee isn't the movie I'm searching for. Like when you see like rare cult cinema, it's not. I wouldn't call it Santee cult, but it was good. And if you like John Ford and westerns, it was really good. Then Death Row Game Show was directed by the guy who wrote the screenplay for My Mom's a Werewolf, and Death Row Game Show is good. Jesus, but I'm gonna give it another 3 out of 5 Manos Hands of Fate. A good solid 3. It was funny. It's weird. It's not serious at all. But again, just there's I'm getting it mixed up with My Mom's a Werewolf, but Death Row Game Show is another late 80s, and it looks cheap, but I don't know, it was pretty good. One of the better ones. African Safari is just like a documentary, like Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Just a little more graphic, not too graphic, but it was okay. Like, watch it once. Didn't bother me, or wasn't like boring. It piqued my interest a couple of times, but it's just like a documentary. Road to Nashville. It was cool just because it's like again from the '60s, and you just see all it is. There's no well, there's a basic story where this guy, I guess he's a movie producer or a record producer, and he tells this like dorky guy that works for him to go like watch all these acts because we're gonna make a movie, and all it is just country act after country. It's almost 2 hours, and it builds up to Johnny Cash, who's like the second to last performer, and man, it's from 1967. He looked old. He looked old then in 1967, but it was cool to see different country acts, and the music was good. It's almost it's like another world of music. Like this kind of music would never be popular today, or never will be popular in this day and age. The Kidnapping of the President, that one was good because it had Hal Holbrook in it. I mean, Hal Holbrook, he's always good, and it has William Shatner, and he was good in it. Good action movie. Again, it was pretty violent in the beginning. Like, there's some killing in the beginning. It's just about this South American terrorist who's trying to kidnap the president to get money to finance his revolution or whatever terrorist things he wants to do. And he actually succeeds in kidnapping the president, but he keeps him in this armored car in the middle. It's in Canada, in the middle of this like the town or the city square. It was good. Just it wasn't, again, like it's not. I wouldn't call it a cult movie. Almost Hollywood. That one, I just tuned out after it. It was kind of had some good nudity. Well, okay nudity. It was just about making movies and like how everyone is just like, if you're in the business, I guess it's just, even if you're trying to get famous, it just sucks. Pretty much that's what it made it seem like. Trying to get famous in the movie industry just sucks, and you got to do all this shit you don't want to do. But I didn't like it. Secret File Hollywood was a black and white movie, and it was just, if I would have paid attention maybe, but I was like, this is not what I want to watch. And it wasn't like Indian Paint or Death Row Game Show, where even though I didn't want to see it, it still kind of pulled me in. I just tuned out on that one too. Really, the only thing was short, and there's just really not much to say about Secret File Hollywood. It was from '62. Wow, seemed like a lot older than that. And then The Young Graduates. That one was weird. It's from '71, and I read a review that said it's just like you watch it to go back in time to the '70s, and that's what it does. It's this weird girl, a high school girl, where she just like she has sex with her teacher. She's just weird. Like she doesn't care about grades. She doesn't care about anything. She just wants to experience things. She acts. I don't know if she's really. I guess it's just the way she is. Her acting's really funny. She's kind of cute, kind of not. She looks really little. She looks like 15 years old, but she's 18. And there's hippies, and there's a part where her and her teacher, after they hadn't had sex yet, they did mess around. They go skinny dipping with these hippies, and one of them's her friend. I can't remember his name. And like they all get naked. Except it's like when she gets naked, she covers herself up. I was like, man, what a jip. Everybody else is like, they don't pretty much not covering themselves. You're not really seeing anything, but she covers herself up. She has small titties anyway, so. But when they're taking off their clothes, her guy friend pulls the teacher's pants off, and I was like, man, you don't want another guy pulling your pants off unless you're dying or something like that where you're hurt bad. You don't want a guy, maybe even then, just die. You don't want another guy pulling your pants off. And then like, the first half is her and the teacher, then it turns like into a road movie where she wants to go to Big Sur. And then her and her friend and that hippie guy who pulled the teacher's pants off, they take off. And then their car breaks down, they run out of gas, so they get a ride from these bikers. And then the bikers, they try to rape her, and like they try to make her take all these pills, get her drunk and messed up. And they have to barely escape. And it could have gone like almost Last House on Left, but the bikers just give up. Oh, come on, let's get out of here. When they're chasing, they're on. I guess they just didn't want to like go that way with the movie because they almost have him. They're on him, and then the bikers are, let's just get out of here. And even after that, like her friends are, let's just go home. You know, we almost got raped, murdered, and she's like, and the main girl, she's like, no, I'm going to Big Sur. She's like, I don't care what you do. She's like, you can. And I guess she somehow got a motorcycle from one of the bikers. She's like, are you coming or are you bumming? She's not cared. She almost got murdered. She just wants to go have fun. It was interesting. I'd give I didn't even rate the other ones. It doesn't matter. Kidnapping the President, give 3. Pretty much. Well, Road to Nashville is give 2. Almost Hollywood 2. Man of Sands of Fate. Secret File Hollywood 1. The Young Graduates, I would give that one 2. Man of Sands of Fate. The teacher, there's a part where he's arguing with his wife. That was really, those parts are really funny. And then lastly, I saved it. The best one is, you can't see it, is Liar's Moon, which was the movie that I kind of expected least to like. It's from 1982, starring Matt Dillon, Cindy Fisher, Hoyt Axton, Yvonne DiCarlo, and Richard Mole. That's a great cast for like any movie. Cindy Fisher, you might remember her from Blues Brothers. Remember when they go to that restaurant and there's that family? She's one of the daughters. She's cute and good actress. Man, Liar's Moon was really good. I'll just read it. It says, against the wishes of both families, a poor boy and a wealthy banker's daughter elope only to discover their immaturity and incompatibility may be the downfall of their relationship. That's not really true. That's not. Oh yeah, it also has. Oh, I should have wrote his name down. I'll put it in the description below. It has this actor who I've only seen in like Italian ripoff movies. He's like the main good guy in Raiders of Atlantis. He's in Jungle Raiders. Oh God, I can't remember his name. And he plays the girl's dad, and I was like, I recognize him more through his voice, and in all those movies he's dubbed, but I guess he did his own dubbing. And I was like, it's that dude. I can't remember his name. But he plays the father. He's really good. I mean, I've only seen him in action movies and like sci-fi action and stuff. Never seen him in a regular movie. And I was like, man, don't mess with him, Matt Dillon. He'll beat your ass. And I think it's in a small town here in Texas. It's set in like the late 40s. Yeah, like I think it's the late 40s or late 50s. I can't remember. And I don't know, it was just good. Like, it pulled, after a while, like I really got interested. And then at the end, when you find out like the whole thing of what's, like the main crux of the story, I actually like perked up. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe what's happening. It's not violent or anything like that. It was just good. And then the lighting in the movie looked cool. There's a lot of colors. Matt Dillon, he's super young in here. He has 2 like dumb buddies that are really likable. One of them has a mohawk. I guess they had mohawks in the. I mean, they've always had mohawks, I guess, but they have them in the like late 50s. And there's a part where him and his friends are walking down the street, and one of them has a glass of beer. Could you drink beer on the street in the late 50s or 40s? I guess you could. And there's like they see this trashy girl in like short shorts and a halter top. I was like, man, they had trashy sluts, like, or that dressed like trashy sluts in the late 50s too. They said everything except the internet and like meth. And well, they probably had meth. And then, but the Liar's Moon, I would give it 4 out of 5. Manos Hands of Fate. This is the best, far beyond the best, better than the other movies on here. Again, it's not, I wouldn't call it, maybe cult, because I've never heard of it before. it was just really good. Of all these 12 movies, that's the one I'm glad I saw. I mean, Death Row Game Show, I'm glad I saw it because it's weird and it's cool. And my mom's a werewolf. Those, those are the only three that I'm like, okay, cool, I watch these. The others, and finally, it says a total running time of 18 hours and 42 minutes. And I'm just glad I watched it and got rid of it. Gonna get rid of it. It's a cool cover. There's Shatner. But Liar's Moon, if you could see it. Also, like, here it has... I got the sad ending. I hear there's a happy ending, like an alternate version. I'll look for it here on YouTube. Maybe it's on there, but yeah, I was really glad I saw it. One of the better movies I've seen lately. I've been watching a lot of... Man, I have the worst taste in everything. So I have all these movies and I watch them and I was like, well, that sucked. Or it just wasn't anything like I'd want to watch again. Maybe Liar's Moon, though. That was... It was really good. So if anything you take away from this review, if you can find Liar's Moon, check it out. So that gets the best rating out of this. Man, this went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Oh, I also got a foot massage earlier this morning. It was weird. I really don't feel any different. Hopefully, maybe like I'll start feeling the effects tomorrow or something, or later today. If you have ever had a foot massage, let me know. So that's it. Rare Cult Cinema. I'm gonna trade it. Liar's Moon.